Thank you. That was your last question, Max.
Yeah, well, the country comes first to all of us. And that is where we need to unite as the opposition leaders and the ANC. There are issues that come first in terms of the country. But the choice of who leads, it is determined in our party electoral system by the party that wins the majority. And that we don't share with the opposition. It will be destructive for the ANC to allow the opposition, for its own agenda and self-interest, to make a determination of what must happen to the African National Congress. We cannot make a determination for any political party in this country what must happen to it and so on. So self-destruction will mean that we are basically towing the line of the opposition. And the opposition that has portrayed itself as the super revolutionary and have even at some point on the basis of populism abandoned some of its policies simply because of the adventurism of winning political power, the possibility of winning political power in 2019. And it has been posturing on a whole range of issues, including social security net policies, which we know they don't agree with, but all of a sudden the opposition have said that they will dish out social grants to our people, which is a position of the ANC, simply because they are the opposition, and at any given point when there is criticism, they can then occupy that particular space. So we are for the country, but we equally have got self-interest. There's nobody who doesn't have self-interest. Everybody has got self-interest. And let us not parade as though we see demagogues parading themselves for whatever reason as the messiahs of our society. Fine and good, the ANC must do its job. It must look at itself robustly and address itself to the challenges that it is faced with. And that is what is important. So it is not self-destructing. It will be self-destructing if the ANC were to kowtow everything that is said by the opposition in the country. There are difficult things that we have survived which the opposition doesn't like. And the question of what happened in the metros, we know. And we are alive to that. And we're working very hard in relation to those weaknesses that have actually arisen. And we have made a proper examination to address those questions that have actually arisen there. And your own account of why the ANC lost in the metros is President Zuma. And that is what we have said to society. And that is what the opposition wants society to believe. That the biggest element of the ANC loss, and many of our detractors, they say it is Zuma, remove Zuma, and then we'll be one. My money will never be with us on the question of affirmative action. I don't know what the EFF stands for, except for the land question, which we can find each other along the way in relation to the land question. But my money will never agree with us. Even if we can remove President Zuma, he will never agree with us on affirmative action. He will never agree with us that it is time to radicalize in the economy. He must not be a hypocrite. He's misleading our people to say that the Guptas, for whatever misfortunes they have in our society, they constitute monopoly. They don't. And we don't defend them. We don't defend them. We don't defend their deeds. What they do in our society, we are hard in relation to what they stand for and what they've actually done or what they are doing. He will never agree with us. He is saying Zuma must go for a bigger political agenda that will take the ANC out of power. President Zuma will leave the ANC in December. There's no issue about that. So the question before us is that if we agree, and they are the holy cows that they are, let's agree on the program of radical economic transformation, which will exist long after President Zuma has gone to the grave. What are we supposed to do to give out to our people and respond to the challenges of poverty, unemployment that we are faced with in South Africa? What are we supposed to do? We who regard ourselves as the most radical, we are proposing in this conference that there must be land redistribution without compensation and without land grabbing. in the context of the law. And some here disagree with us on that position. That is the nature of the ANC, because we think we have reached a point where we've got to make a sacrifice. We don't have to be like Zim. After 10 years, we go for land grab. We must not land grab. If the land program is not moving at the pace that it is supposed to, irrespective of the policies that we have put in place, it requires us to review. And that is the fundamental program of the African National Congress and the National Democratic Revolution. Anybody can be reviewed, can be removed from position. It's very easy to some. What did it cost us to remove President Mbeki? It cost us dear. It cost us cope. Terali Kota, as much as I've never believed in him from the scratch, but I didn't think that he would leave the ANC. The day he left, I was in the bush, right? If you understand. Yeah, I was shocked. The day Sam Shilowa left, I was shocked. I mean, if you talk about Sam Shilowa, he's not a Mino. He's a serious man who can think. That's why that coup collapsed after he had left. Because terror, I know him. Everything will collapse in his hands. And that is why in the election campaign, as the man who was involved in that campaign, Sam Shilowa was my biggest problem. You see, so those are the secrets in the book that is coming. So I'm saying to you that we didn't take it easy at that time when we allowed President Mbeki to leave, and he left when he was asked by the NEC. The NEC was unanimous, I'm told, except for myself, who was in the bush and not agreeing with the decision. President Zuma, Gwede Mantashe are the only ones who were disagreeing with the NEC. Maybe Joel Nechitenze, I don't know. But the rest were unanimous in their decision that the president must go. It was not 30 people. It was the whole NEC that the president must go. And Gwede had to be the bearer of bad news, to go and tell the president that go, and the president did not argue with him. He said, okay, I'm going, fine. He left. But there were people who did not agree with that, and they gave us a love letter that they call it is a divorce through Terali Kota. And that movement that they were trying, which collapsed, it included DA, UDM, everybody. They were dancing like Casey and Jojo there at Sandton Convention Center. They were dancing there and then taking away the country. And it was going, trust me. And the point is that we had to dig deep in our reserve to challenge that movement. And we dropped. We were at 65%. So the decision you take on a leader is not easy. Even my man could not take a decision on Helen Zille. He had to take a partial decision, make me look good, South Africa. I've at least done something. But it was not. The real decision he was supposed to take to be tested, that is a man. And is a man who's leading a party, not through some backdoor arrangement. He should have said, go away. Step down even in government. No two-way process. He couldn't do it. Let them not play politics on us. We are a liberation movement. Let them not. We are a liberation movement that understands where it is going, that understands its weaknesses and its challenges. And we must rise, and we will rise to the occasion. It's not going to be easy, but we will rise. It's not going to be easy in 2019, but we will rise. And we are not arrogant. We will defend power. And we will do everything in our means to defend the African National Congress. And we will rise to the occasion. That's what we will do. And what has happened in Gauteng and everywhere else, it has not only frightened us, it has made us to think very hard about what happened there. But the overall account that is exploited by our opponents, that our president is the only account for what has actually happened in those metros, it is not entirely the outlook of what happened, and that we must take an immediate decision that as though when the president goes, everything will be done. It will not be done. They will never agree with us on the things we want. If they agree with us and they want President Zuma to go, there is a package. Agree with radical economic transformation so that we see you have actually changed. Don't tell us slogans about you have been a member of the ANC and you loved Nelson Mandela. Everybody loved Nelson Mandela. Everybody loved Nelson Mandela. Tell us about the program and the content and the ideological outlook of what goes with Mandela. That is fundamental to our program. Thank you very much.